Hey everybody, welcome back to 3D6 Down the Line. It is episode 45 of our Megadungeon crawl of the Halls of Arden Vul by Richard Barton, using the old school essential system by Necrotic Gnome. I am your referee, John. Going around the horn, we have a full house once again.
Hi, I'm Mike. I play Goran, the 5th level dwarf.
Hi, I'm David. I play Onweir, the illusionist, 4th level.
Matt Brown, I play Varicios, the left hand of Lysion, cleric of Lysion. Yep, and 6th level. I just had to think about it, make sure.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ted. I'm playing Mortis J. Gobliano, Goblin Extraordinaire, and I know you're all going to gripe about my audio. I'm sorry about it. Infinite are the mysteries of technology, and they have failed me tonight. I will get it fixed, but for now, it is what it is.
We'll figure it out. Okay, so it is the 1st of Jelenios, first day of the month. It is about 9 p.m. You have about 3 hours until you become fatigued, where you're -1 to everything. You are in a strange area of the dungeon. You don't know how far you are from anywhere, really. But there appears to be some sort of mystery going on here where Archontean legionnaires, around the time of the first conquest of Arden Vul under Marius Tricotor, actually ended up fighting each other for some reason. In this area that seems to be highly dedicated to the worship and exaltation of Arden herself. In almost every room that they've been in, there's been some sort of indication or shrine to Arden in some way, shape, or form. So that is the deal that they're in right now. They have separated. Onweir is on his own and is a little bit further ahead, having used his cloak of invisibility, while the rest of the troop has been following slower behind, checking more doors. The retainers that we have are Yost, Njal, and Lisbeth. Lisbeth is back in the Pentarch's room, which is the chamber that they entered into from the level above, and she is holding the door open right now, all by her lonesome. While Yost and Njal is
very bravely, though. She's
very bravely. And then that is about it. Now, the Onweir is down to the south, and there was one thing I wanted to correct for David, is that, let me switch over to Miro here so the folks at home can see it as well. So down here where you are, Onweir, when you came down those steps over the barricade into that corridor, and in this general area here with the trapezoidal room that you're in right now, in the hot tub, and with the caved-in stairway going up, that general area is significantly less dusty, and it's even obvious to your untrained eye that there are definitely signs of human traffic that has been through here, and that traffic appears to be a single set of footprints that is small and barefoot.
Goblin barefoot, do you think?
No claws.
Halfling barefoot.
So, oops.
You're muted, David.
Thank you, sorry. I said Onweir has a great love of halflings, as our longtime viewers will know.
Ooh, I wonder if it's that one halfling. Remember that guy that was missing that they were hoping that we could find?
I'm sure the goblins ate him, though.
Oh, no. He's fine down there somewhere.
No, we love goblins.
That's great to hear. I think in the moment I think it's a phenomenal bit of news because it says that exits may be nearby. Egresses are.
No.
Yeah.
What I don't have here is
someone's going to find out about our stuff, because this is our stuff now. We own it. It's our stuff.
Our stuff.
I don't have any indication of what Onweir's light situation is.
I had a hooded lantern I was using. Yeah. Oop.
Big David.
Big David. And we expended 6 turns, I believe, on that lantern.
All right, so we'll just go with that.
Yeah.
Because we had, 6 turns was our total.
Because our whole session last time was 6 turns.
There you go. Hey.
Okay, the rest of the party, though, is back, right? And I believe that you're where the PC marker is indicated, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were in the room with the statues. Yeah.
And David is naked in the hot tub. Is that right?
I am indeed in the hot tub, saying prayers.
All right.
Okay. So
Well, that's
let's start with the major group first. So you guys are in the entrance to what appears to be like a reliquary of some sort, where they're beyond the large statue of Arden are these two long stone benches that have all these like carefully arranged items, right? That seem to be related in some way, shape, or form to Arden. And then at the very end is that other statue now of weary Arden, where she's resting on one knee. At the end of that, but you guys have not entered into that part. You've basically been sizing up those statues of Arden and Vul in the corners to see if they might animate or something.
And there's been no reaction to our presence in this room. Like, we messed with the corpses, we looted them, and no reaction at all.
Nothing has happened. Yeah. You were standing amidst a bunch of corpses.
I found blood on the weapons that they're holding.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So pretty sure that these guys are a little more active than what we had hoped. And John, I don't think it's a stretch of the imagination to realize that if we can look through the passageway to the north and see that those tables are not disturbed, and that Onweir's footprints lead through them and he didn't touch them, then he probably had a pretty good reason for it. So normally I would be all like, yeah, loot and go get it. But I think I have a valid reason not to.
Yeah, you can definitely see his footprints.
The smartest guy in the party left him there. That's probably a good idea to leave them there also.
Artist. He's sitting naked in a hot tub in the middle of
we don't know that.
I'm an illusionist. You never know.
That's true. So I think we should go get Elizabeth before we do anything.
Find him. Should we go find? Oh, we have to go get Elizabeth.
Yeah, we're going to go get her because we've been gone as long as we said we were going to be, or thereabouts.
Right.
She's been doing a great job. Let's go back. We can like wedge some spikes in the under part of the door.
Do you want to go? Do you want to go at rapid pace instead of dungeon crawl pace?
Yeah, I'll like jog back over and get her.
Okay.
Enter the gelatinous cube.
So 92. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah. It would take you, let's see, 10, 20. I would say like, and what do you plan to put into the secret door to jam it?
Iron spikes.
Open and then just like spike along that bottom edge so that the wedge would keep it from closing.
Okay. I would say like if you're hustling back and then you're hustling back to the reliquary with Elizabeth, that you could do everything within a turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're. Okay. Yeah, so if you just spike the door and maybe stick a piece of wood in there too, just in case, and then just go back. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Not a problem at all. Elizabeth is happy to not have to hold the door anymore.
You guys want to get out that coffer?
I don't know if we see. Here's the thing: I'm worried about using that coffer. This was the coffer of Jackin's bones, right?
Yeah.
Did I get the right name? Yakin?
Yakin, yeah.
Yakin. So I don't know if that's of a limited duration or not. And I think we definitely will want to have that firing off if we are going to do something that might set these statues off, right? Because we know that effect works on constructs.
I love where your head's at, Matt. However, there was no command word. There was no activation. It was like we just held them and we got the sense of like safety. So I almost feel like we might as well just take the risk. I think we could take the risk because there's no point in trying to pull it out if we're already in combat, because then it doesn't work, right? Like you can't do it in combat.
Oh, I was just suggesting that she yes, carry it, but then just take the lid off if we get into like a place that seems spooky.
But John, we don't even have to open it to get that feeling of safety, right? It just has to be held in your hands.
Correct.
Right? Correct.
Yeah. I think it's always
there's no like unleashing the safety.
Oh, I thought it had to be open. Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, let's get back together. And she doesn't need to carry a torch because I've got my daylight necklace glowing.
Okay.
Yeah. So we go back to the corpse room. We get out the coffer. She's going to hold it. What's the range on one of these protection spells normally? A radius of 10 or 15 feet, something? We kind of need to hold together probably, right?
If it's the same one that Avaricios is familiar with, I think it's 12. Is it 12 feet, 10 feet? Let me see.
Where was that?
It's enough of a radius for us all to fit in here. we would guess.
You're probably not going to be able to get everybody in it, though, Ted. But if you can get the front 2 or 3 people in it, that's pretty much the same thing, right?
Well, 10-foot radius ends up being quite a lot of space.
Yeah, because it's
just put it in the
20
middle.
feet across, you know,
That's
and we can
true.
all fit in there.
Right.
Yeah, we can all, not onward, obviously. That's a stretch.
He
Right?
doesn't need it.
He doesn't care. He's like bathing. He's getting relaxed. Little
I'm
bubbles coming up.
stretching.
He's
Yeah,
defiling the water of Arden in there. It's so bad. So you find it, Matt?
Let me look. Maybe it's a 4th level.
All right.
Yeah, it's
for the
10.
moment,
It's a
let's
10
assume-
foot. Yeah, protection from evil, 10-foot radius.
Okay, great. So assuming that's what it is, which we don't know, let's go with the 10-foot radius. So we kind of huddle up, and then do we want to go find Onweir or interact with this room?
I think we go find Onweir. I'm
I agree.
a
I
little
agree.
worried about that guy. You know what I'm saying?
So is there enough dust on the floor, John, to follow Onweir? Just pretty much straight follow him.
Yes, there is. Yep.
All right. Well, let's just go at dungeon crawl pace till we find him.
Okay, sounds like a plan. Give me a second. Just have to check those bones. All right.
Check them bones.
All right, so you're moving at 90. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3. 9, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3. So it's going to take you about 4 turns to get to Mr. Onweir.
Okay.
And that's assuming that he doesn't start making his way back up to us.
Right.
Yeah, what do you want me to just meet you guys? Because that's 4 turns. I could be doing something, for instance.
Yeah.
Or I could just
Right.
bathe for 4 turns. But
I would love that, dude. Let's do that. And then let's just go explore some of these. Now, where are we at, guys? Like, what was it? I know where our discussion was on Discord. Where are we going to search the doors
Yes.
on this side of the barricade before moving on to the other side of the barricade?
Yes.
sounds
Yeah,
like
I
it.
think so.
Oh, wait,
So
so
why
we're not
doesn't-
spending
why
4
doesn't
turns. You're
Onweir-
actually stopping on the way.
If Onweir happens to run into us in the barricade room, that would be perfect.
I'll why don't I? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll just head north.
Math.
I'll get dressed and head north towards you guys.
Okay, so I would say about 3 turns elapse then, where Onweir then meets up with you guys at the barricade room, where you guys are kind of a little bit blown away by the amount of death that's happened here as well. And you guys have been sort of marking where all these doors are, the same one that Onweir saw, making particular note of the double doors, which are the only sort of odd ones that you've seen. But sooner or later, you hear noise coming up from the south. I mean, getting your weapons ready, you see that it is just Onweir, who peeks over the makeshift barricade over the bodies draped across them and waves.
God, man, you're lucky I don't have Fireball prepared.
Yes,
That'd be
yes,
2,
yes.
Junior.
It's nice and clean. You do feel very good and refreshed, Onweir, but that was it.
All right. So he tells us, I assume you tell us about the pool room and all the good things you found.
Yeah, I'll convey what I saw and let you know that I also saw some halfling footprints going southwest, and the corridor seems to continue. And that, as far as I can tell, I mean, all information you as players already know, but it seems to me, because of the change in humidity and various other signs within the environment, that if there is an exit, it would be in that direction. Yeah,
If we
let's
ended
do
up,
stuff.
this whole thing was on the same level as the halls of Thoth, that would be whack.
There's no way. There's no way.
I know it doesn't make
You
any
know
sense.
this. There's totally a way.
That's Plumthorn's footprints. I know it, that little bastard. He's been down here. That shit. All right.
Okay, what do you do?
Should we hit the door in the barricade room, the extra door?
Yeah.
Someone be in charge of moving the PC marker too. I just did it, but we weren't doing.
Let's
We
go
were.
check out this door, the first door that we would have come to at the bottom of the stairs.
Oh, you want to backtrack all the way and do it in order?
Yeah.
We're right here, though.
But
Why not?
Ted,
It's going to be another turn going back up there. Let's just open this door.
It's 20 minutes to go back.
this offends me as a RPG player on computer.
Okay, so you just opened the door.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, listen. Listen.
I want to 2 things. I want to stand far back in any door opening that may occur. with the last charge of Leryl's invisible cloak on the ready.
Okay, you can roll your listen checks.
Okay.
Yeah, good old Mortis J. Gobliano is gonna do a listen.
Takes
I
a
don't think
turn.
a 6 typically does it.
No. Oh, if I hadn't bounced off your die, I would have gotten a 2. I blame you.
Blame me.
Blame
Your
you.
digital problems.
Yeah.
John,
it's so exciting.
I'm also gonna cut my lantern since someone else has a light source here too,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, you got the Av's light source.
Cool.
Any more dice rolls?
No more, John.
Okay.
We're
All right.
fine.
Okay, you don't hear anything. Who opens the door?
I'll do it.
Okay.
Shield up and Spatha out, the one that I borrowed from Niall.
Okay. All right, you open it up.
Right behind you, shield up, pin out.
Back around the corner, going like this.
So you've got the Ignis Spatha, is that right?
Yeah, I was gonna borrow that.
Yeah.
See if it was cool.
All right, let's make a note on the treasure tracker.
Okay. You open the door. There is darkness beyond. There is a corridor. Who's got the light? That would be Avaricious. Avaricious, your continual light shines forth, and it shows that there is a corridor leading directly east for 20 feet, and then it opens up into a very large chamber. You can see at the very edge of your torchlight that there are numerous statues in that large chamber beyond.
Excellent.
Can we see what the statues depict?
You cannot, not from this distance.
How about Goran and Mort move up 20 feet and investigate?
Should we do the thing where we go forward with our infravision working and see what's in there?
Yep.
Sure.
Okay, nothing pings with your infravision.
Okay. Does the Ignis sword light up with the infravision, John?
No, it does not.
Okay.
Shake it a bit. Give it a wiggle.
Blow on it.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
right.
So when you reach the end of the corridor, it opens up into a huge, massive chamber, the largest one that you've been in so far on this level. It is octagonal but oblong. Okay. It is a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It is 90 feet north to south.
Okay.
40
What am I entering on the western wall here?
on the western wall. Yep. I'll tell you in a second.
North, south. Okay.
90 feet north to south, 40 feet east to west, and you are entering in 30 feet up from the southern side. And then you just want to kind of chop off the 4 corners to create an octagon. You understand what I'm saying? Just like the 4 little.
Long. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait.
Hey,
30
Mike, move
feet?
your cursor. Oh.
Yeah, Mike's doing it to me again, the little bastard.
I'm not. My curse wasn't even here.
Also, a Miro trick for you guys up there that don't audience. You don't have to pay attention to this, but up in the upper right hand corner, there is like an arrow with 2 lines to the right of it. That is a show collaborators cursors button that you can just hit that, and then your cursors. You don't have to be bothered by that.
Oh wait, which one is this?
I don't want to spend too much time on it because we're in the middle of the session, but continue to draw, Ted.
Did I draw that first part correctly, John, or am I 10 feet too high?
You're 10. You're
2030.
yeah. You want to bring it up like a little. Yeah, there you go.
1. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's
Okay.
40 feet wide.
40 feet wide, 90 feet total. Okay. Now, the really cool thing about this room is that similar to the reliquary room, it is completely coated in wood. All right. Beautiful rib vaulting, exquisite teak wainscoting, paneling on the wall, right? And it's 25 feet tall. And that wainscoting goes up about 10 feet up the walls itself. There are 20 painted statues. And you recognize who these statues are. They are the 20 Archontean Worthies. You've seen these before in the Hall of Shrines. Different sort of sculpts, different makes, but you definitely recognize them as depicting the Worthies. There are 19 that remain whole. 1 has been smashed, and there is a desiccated corpse that lies near that smashed statue. Okay. So They basically line up on the intersections of each of the squares, Ted.
It's like right here.
Except it's a little hard to explain, but what you want to do is you want to drop basically on every single intersection down the middle of the room.
Okay.
Okay. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 statues down the middle of the room. Okay. And then there would be 6 statues on to the left of that, to the west of that, starting at the top next to the other ones. Okay. Should be showing people this at home. And then there are another 6 on the right side, but those don't start until it's hard to explain. Just throw some statues down. Anyways, on the right side, one of those there is destroyed. Okay. There is a door. Something got screwed up with our measurements here.
It seems like this is supposed to connect to the other door. That's my guess.
Yeah.
Is it a 30-foot hallway?
It is a 30-foot hallway going down, yeah. And something's wrong with the distances to the whatever. That door connects.
You know what? This is what happens in the dungeon when you're trying to draw on graph paper with an ink quill.
Correct. Yep. So there's a door that most likely leads to that corridor beyond.
Here's what I'll do. So is it like right there?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, I love it. Perfect.
We just turn sideways like this. And so
I want everyone to this may be the first time in stream history that Ted's map has not been perfect. Will he be able to live with himself for the rest of the night?
oh, you know it'll be the day.
We'll fix it in post production.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So there is. I don't know if you can see. Can you see my cursor?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So this one right here is busted, and there's a corpse right there.
And there's a corpse. Right. Okay. So.
Nice.
Boink. Boink.
From afar, John, can we discern the age of the corpse? Is it another legionnaire? Does it look to be a...
It's tough to tell. You could just see like a corpse on the ground, but it's sort of hidden by the view. Like all the other statues are sort of in your way, so you'd have to get a little bit closer to determine anything about it.
All right, let's have Avaricius bring his light up to the edge of the room so that we can see it better, or unless we've already done that.
You did it.
Yeah, because that way we wouldn't be able to see all the way. Yeah.
How high is the
saying
ceiling,
the statues
John?
occlude? Yeah.
Ceiling is 25 feet tall. The wainscoting goes up 10 feet, and then it sort of turns into like stone again.
Hey, John, can I do a careful survey while y'all are doing other stuff? The wainscoting makes me think of secret doors, of course. I want to check the wainscoting throughout the circumference of this room for secrets.
Just before we go in, though, David, can I just look at the ceiling real quick, John, and just make sure there's nothing that drops from the ceiling that smushes people at statues?
No, you don't see any indication of that. It's beautiful ribbed vaulting. The statues themselves are each 8 feet tall, and they're a composite of well-carved stone. So typically the flesh of the subjects is either white marble or black obsidian, and their clothing is generally granite. The colors of them, they're all painted, are generally faded, but they are a master sculptor's work. Like they're very, very, very valuable. You would say that each one of these, if you could actually lug it back, would be approximately worth about 10,000 gold to the right buyer. The wainscoting itself is actually very, very valuable as well, although I don't know how you would actually get that off. But and the price of the statues, the sky's almost the limit on this, depending on who you actually get to buy this, like in which market you sell it at. But they're extremely valuable because they are in very good shape, other than the faded colors. So
And the smashed one.
yeah. So to whip it off real quick, you've got the 19 that are in existence are Vul, the sorcerer, Arden, the swordswoman, Licinia the Seer, Thriga the Mighty, Plotinus Quartus Clodino, Yeth, he who sought to bring law to chaos, as everyone knows, it's his proper surname. Horatius Interfector, the Sorcerer, Marius Tricotor, also called Marius Invictus, Crinius the Rector, Amalasuntha of Narcelion, Felix Minucius, Yixon of Arcantos, Kalia the Theosoph, Pol the Grinning Mage, Taticus and Thecla the twins are two together, always paired together as one. Ennius the First Lord, and Halduin the Kitharist, and Terentius Borsa. You can whip those off, no problem, right?
We
One,
got every one of those, John.
one, however, is missing. One is destroyed.
Now-
Do we have a point of reference from prior? I don't recall, guys. Do you know who that? Could we discern who that was that's
Who the
missing?
missing one is?
Yeah.
Well,
I could
maybe
say that-
like I have a question for that, John. Like, are these are all the other statues labeled? Like, do they have like a plinth, or do we just recognize these as historical figures?
They do not. You just recognize them.
Okay.
I would say that Avaricios and Onweir, you guys can both roll 4d6. And if you roll it under your intelligence, you'll know.
Okay, I'm doing it now.
46. Okay.
I win.
I do know. Holy cow! Whoa! I just rolled a 19.
do
Yeah,
not.
no, I do not.
Okay.
I do not.
Onweir, you
So,
you can immediately peg it as you kind of do a brief survey of the room, and you're like, who's not here? Is Phocion the builder. That's Phocion. He is the most well-renowned architect and designer in Archontean history. And it is known that he was the original designer of many of the main works in the Empire, including here at Arden Vul. The pyramid, the Great Pyramid of Thoth in the center of town, was a creation of Phocion the builder, amongst other things, including the palace where Vargar met his end.
Oh,
Mike?
all right.
Is there anything about his legend that would like cause controversy or cause someone to want to destroy his statue out of all the other ones?
Nope, not that you know of.
Okay.
Now, when you step into the room and you're kind of observing the statues, you get a good look at the body. So the body is that of a woman, and it's dressed in a fine but blood-stained silken tunic. And she is not dressed in like the manner, like she's wearing a tunic, right? She's not dressed in like Legionnaire or anything like that. It looks completely foreign to the area, right? Definitely Archontean, just based upon the facial features. And she has had her throat cut. And the other thing about her that's very strange is that one of the fingers of her left hand is missing.
Like the ring finger?
That's what I would assume.
Does not matter. So sure.
Okay. For what it's worth, the glance we got, I don't think this is probably related, but the glance of the like iced out effigy woman in the halls above did it have a similar silhouette in my memory to that of this woman in her finery? Does that make
Impossible
sense?
to tell because that
Okay.
the ice was like basically just all snow. Remember, it had like a vaguely feminine form to it, you know.
Yeah.
So other than the fact that these are both feminine, that's the only commonality.
okay. And so no accoutrement other than the tunic, and maybe there had been a ring on the finger or something that was gone, but like she's just body with tunic on it.
Body with tunic, yeah, and blood stained, throat cut, missing a left finger, and amidst the ruins of the statue of Phocion the builder. Yeah, Ted.
Did Archonteans at the time keep slaves? Is this like a slave tunic thing?
No, they did, but this does not indicative of that. You
Okay.
know,
Also, just
Instead
a
of
question.
silk, right?
it's silken and it's also very fine. Like it looks like this was worn by someone who had money.
So if we can tell that her throat has been cut, does that give some indication of the freshness of this corpse? Is this
So
much more
desiccated.
recent than?
No, so it's desiccated just like all the other corpses.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the crumbles, the shattered pieces of the statue itself, John? Does this thing seem like it was solid, or was there anything, was there like hollow inside when it was all together? Can we
No,
retrofit
it looks
together,
like it was
please?
solid, and looks like it was destroyed with heavy blows. Doesn't look like it was like an explosion or anything like that. It looks like it took a series of heavy blows and is basically crumbled.
What time period? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Ted.
If this is Phokaion the builder, he screwed up this map, and the room doors don't connect. And
That's
there was an outright rebellion because that's what it was.
So the mapper killed him. The mapper killed him.
Mapper killed him.
What time period does this Phokaion exist in?
The time of so it's around the time of Marius, basically, like afterwards,
Marius.
And
we're kind of hypothesizing that most of the legionnaires that died on this level were not when Marius Tricortor was the Archon. It was an Archon after him, right?
It was the last Archon of Arden Vul. Right.
How much time period lagged between Marius Tricortor being Archon and this guy? And you can just give me a rough estimate, John. I'm just trying to figure out, like, are they contemporaries or not?
Who? Phokaion?
Marius and Phlebot.
They are not contemporaries. Like, so Marius went in and conquered, right? Like, he basically staked an Archontean claim over Arden Vul as it existed at that time. And then later, many years later, Phokaion came in and basically built these large structures when the city was being settled and built and all that kind of stuff, But it's before, because Phokaion built all these structures and everything like that. And then at the end of the Archontean rule in Arden Vul is when you're talking about the events that took place here on this level, right? Were the last one. I got the numbers here for you in a second here, though. 1803 is when the Archonteans were evacuated, and let's see, the Marius. I don't know when he came.
So I can give you the point of my question, John, and you can tell me if I'm just off base. What's the builder's name? Phokaion. Was he contemporary with the guys that are dead on this level?
No.
Okay.
He would have been, if there's a statue to him, it makes sense that we would have been earlier.
Right. I was just picturing, like, in my mind, the story was this woman was like the wife of like one of the guys like here, and went and sought shelter at his statue for some reason, and then with the cutting off of the ring or the finger or whatever, and her being murdered, and then the statue being destroyed, like maybe there was some kind of connection between them, right?
We might know this, John. Would it have been weird for like the leader? What's it? A Pentarch? Is that what's
the Pentarch? The guy who was.
Would it have been weird for him to have a wife there in the barracks, or was this like an all soldier kind of thing? Would we know that?
Yeah, it would have been. You don't really. I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to try to make up something. I just don't know if that's the case.
No, that's fine. I had another question. The statues that are like immediately surrounding, are any of those holding blades that could have done this if used on a person? Like, are any of them like holding spathas or knives or anything? Because we've seen statues come to life before. I wonder just like if any of the ones nearby might have killed this woman.
Yeah, some of them are wearing weapons, but none of them look like real weapons.
They could be okay, so they're like sculpted in.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Okay.
This is purely speculation, but I think the removal of a finger is a pretty symbolic gesture. It's probably after the murdering of her, whether that finger had something on it like a ring, or whether that finger was some ancient alien access point, like a fingerprint. I don't know, right? Like that's really left field. But
I'm going to say it turns past.
But it feels very personal to me, not like a accident.
That's what I'm saying.
For
And
what
with
it's
all the
worth.
murder going on this level, David, I think you're on. I think that's right. So this felt like somebody was like taking revenge on her for some reason. John, I want to try and search like underneath the body or in maybe clutched in her other hand or whatever. Like if there's any note or parchment paper, maybe in the rubble of the statue, to see if there's any other clues about like who this person was and what.
You
She
did
did.
not find anything.
Okay.
Well, while he's doing that, Onweir had already mentioned wanting to search the wainscoting. So I think him and Mort and Yost could start prodding and poking wainscoting to see if any of it pulls up or moves or slides aside or anything like that.
Yeah,
All-
Nyal's not doing anything. He can help with that effort too.
Okay.
Around the entire room?
Yeah, we'll hit the whole room.
All right, so I'm
Might
going to
as
say
well.
it's going to take 2 turns for all the rest of the characters to hit everything.
Okay.
Is that okay?
That's fair.
Okay.
Basically, I think we should search this room top to bottom. So,
Yeah, I mean, and definitely, like I would want Av would ask Nyal to focus on that western wall because it seems like if there's if there's a secret door, that might be a good spot to open
where I would
that blank space. Yeah.
Okay,
well,
so
actually,
Hmm?
Nothing.
okay. So I don't know who's looking for it, but whoever is searching along the southern wall, because you're taking the time to look very carefully, you see that 20 feet up, so almost near the ceiling. And it basically, you just kind of spot it instead of actually, like, you don't have hands on it or anything like that. You see that there is a small hole in the wall itself, about 3 feet in diameter.
So, something like there, but high up.
It's actually on the square to the west of that.
Easy to fix. Okay. 18 feet, you said, or 20 feet up?
20 feet up.
20 feet up. Well, how is the highest the ceiling again?
25.
Okay.
Well, I have this really nifty rope and grappling hook.
You do. You do.
I'll go up.
It's
Mort-
1020, by the way.
Mort will climb up there. He's got a
Do
pretty
it.
high X, and yeah, give me the grappling hook. I'll do it.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, Mort will sling his shield and swing the grappling up there. And if he can manage to get a good hold, have Yost give him a boost and he'll climb up.
Okay. You climb up.
And the idea being to climb up and very, slowly peek in.
Yep.
And Yost will catch him if he falls.
Av is going to have his sling ready just in case a spider comes out and eats your face again, like
No, that's right.
happened before.
So
It's
it's
happened
3 feet. It's 3 feet in diameter. So even you, Mort, have to stoop a little bit while you're kind of peering with your eyes over the edge. And you can see that it opens up into a natural tunnel. It looks to be, or a carved tunnel. It's like it's not a worked tunnel. That opens up into about a 5 foot diameter. So the humans would still probably have to crouch a little bit, but you could easily stand up if you just kind of moved into the cave itself. And there is a after it widens out into 5 feet, it actually it has like a natural cavern that sort of winds its way south.
Like this, you're talking about?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
The grade also starts to go slightly downward.
Okay. So infravision, he doesn't see anything.
No.
What do you think, guys? I'll yell down what he sees.
Go deeper.
Yeah, sneak and see what you can.
He'll climb up in, making sure the grappling hook is firmly seated there. And he will move very slowly. If he can stand up, he's going to get out the shield and sword and move very slowly down this tunnel.
Okay.
And run into the text lower down on the map. They look really weird. Giant letters in the middle of the wall.
Okay, so you hoist yourself up and you start to move in using your infravision, and the tunnel goes generally directly south, maybe like 10 degrees to the southeast, slightly in general, but generally directly south for about 40 feet. And it goes downward the entire time. Okay. So it gently slopes back down. And at the end of when it debouches into an actual worked room, it actually debouches into like a rock fall, like pieces of like that natural cavern that you were in, actually kind of like explode outwards into this chamber. Okay.
Okay. So I'll stop at the entrance to the chamber and look around.
Okay, cool. So there is it's a partially worked and partially natural. So it is generally 10 feet wide and 20 feet north to south, and you're coming in from the middle of the from the northern side. The worked sides are the northeast and the south. I mean, sorry, the rough sides are the northeast and the southeast sides. And there are two natural caverns that branch out from the eastern end of the room directly in the middle, one generally heading east and one sort of curving around to the south.
All right. So you lost me a little bit. So I'm coming down a natural tunnel. It widens out into a 10-foot wide. How long?
10 foot wide, and then so you're gonna want to.
I get on the grid line.
Yeah, get on the grid line. And then so it's 20 feet north to south, 10 feet wide. Okay.
All right, hold on here. Give me a second. All right, so 10 feet east-west.
Yeah.
And 20 feet north-south, so something like that.
Yeah, And the western...
Sorry, go ahead.
The western wall is completely worked, so it's like a straight line. And then you know what? We're going to take a break, and we're going to nail this down, and we'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay, we're back. We have cleared up the room dimensions. It's a little bit of an odd one, so I just didn't want to take the time to go through it all. So the only thing that you guys have missed out there is that there is also an actual worked staircase that goes upwards, leading out of the western side of the room. That staircase is choked heavily with cobwebs. Like you can't see anything
right
up there more, and you're using your infravision as well anyways.
Okay.
So
here's what I'm thinking.
Yep.
Oh, go ahead, John. You're not done. I'm sorry.
I'm done.
Okay. Mort will back up to the tunnel entrance, keeping an eye, with his infravision on what's behind him there. And he's going to say, hey, send a dwarf up. Bring a torch.
Yeah. Send in the A-team, bro.
That's right. Bring it.
John,
your short wickedness.
I take a running leap at the tunnel 18 feet over my head. I do a spinning pirouette in midair, and then I land superhero style at the entrance of the tunnel.
So Goran lugs his heavy form up the rope and hauls himself wheezing over the edge.
I want everyone to imagine his little feet scrambling at the rock.
Yes.
He pokes over and he makes a jest about being too old for this shit, and then moves down the hall.
All right, but I do bring a torch, or I get a torch out of my backpack. And dwarves are known for being able to light fires in almost any circumstances.
That's
so I
true.
fire up that torch.
Yes.
And
I show him the spider webs. So I didn't tell him sooner. Then I show it to him.
So you've got a torch. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'd say we light those webs and see what happens.
Man. Dwarves love fire.
Who had the torch? Was it your torch?
Yes, it is.
All right, so mark it off. And then you're going to move down. I'm going to say that I'm just going to round it up to a turn, but for like the time that it takes for Mort to assess and then Goran to get down there. So that turn goes by.
Somebody else can keep searching the room for other stuff while doing that.
Be aware.
Some things I want to look at for the statues while they're doing stuff, but we'll stay with you guys as long as you want.
Be aware that it's 10:30 at night now.
Okay.
Okay, so when the torch comes into the room, okay, and Goran, you kind of slide your way down and standing next to Morton, kind of showing it all around. Now, the cobwebs, first of all, you can get more detail on. They shrink back a little bit from your flame, and they are thick, like they're like really coating it. Like you can't get a good bead other than that. There, yes, those are indeed steps that go west, but you can't really make out anything more about them. They go up, but in addition, the torchlight also reveals on the western wall to the west of to the south of the staircase leading westwards is a sconce. There is no torch in the sconce. However, hanging from it is a silver holy symbol. And that symbol is a crocodile.
Is that set?
Set.
It is.
David's spirit animals.
It's probably worth about 10 gold.
I'm going to grab it.
Before or after I set shit on fire, dude?
I want to do it before you set shit on fire.
You go wander over this spider town while I sit here on my
sconce is not covered in spider webs. It's just near the webs, which I've already been near the webs because I had to look. So sure. I think I'm okay. I'm going to take this holy symbol.
Okay.
And then I'll back up and I'll gesture for Goran to go light those webs on fire.
All righty. So, John, before I just willy-nilly whip a torch into that thing, can I just, because I'm an expert at tunneling, get an idea of, am I just going to fill up this whole area with smoke and choke myself out and die? Or do I feel like there's enough of an air current watching the webs move that the smoke will dissipate somewhere else?
Should draw up the staircase.
It will draw up the staircase. Yeah, you should be fine.
Yes. Then from about 5 to 10 feet away, let's call it 10, I'm going to whip that torch into the cobwebs.
Okay, cool. So, and they quickly catch on fire, and you can kind of see the fire sort of fade away up the stairs beyond your eyesight, right? As it sort of moves down, moves, up the stairs and away. And you're fine.
No chittering, no squealing,
nothing. You hear nothing.
Burns them out.
Far out. Adder cop. Okay.
Is the torch just lying there on the steps then?
Yeah.
All right. Shield up. I'm going to go pick up my torch.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put it in the sconce.
Oh, nice. While you're there, like partway on the stairs with this torch, what can we see about the staircase in terms of distance and height and so on?
So you can't see an end to it. It goes up
past the light
into the darkness. Yeah.
Okay, so unless I've really botched up this map, this staircase is going over the pool room.
Quite likely.
Suggesting it's going up to a totally different level. So I don't think we should follow it right now.
No, you want to go check out the other tunnels?
Yeah. Let's start with.
Do we want to let the other guys do shit while we go off and get murdered?
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so back with the other two in the retainers in the statue room. What do you do?
So I was curious about the statues and the way that they might be facing or looking. Like, is there any detail if we look carefully at their body postures and the way they're positioning? Are they all looking in the same direction? Is there anything unique about if we're paying attention to their stances and what they're actually kind of like depicting in their positions? Do they all seem to be looking in any particular direction, or can we glean anything from their stances or positions?
You can't. No, not really. There doesn't seem to be any sort of significant pattern at all.
Okay. And are these guys standing on plinths, or are they standing like feet on the ground like we've seen?
Well, they're on plinths, but their plinths are very small, and there's no like plaques or anything like that.
Okay.
Check their weapons for blood stains, Matt.
Yeah, well, I looked at the ones that were around them. But yeah, I mean, we have a little bit of time. He's going to look at kind of all of the statues, kind of wind in and out to see if, like you mentioned, they have their weapons and stuff like kind of carved in as part of them. Do any of them break the pattern?
None of them break the pattern.
Or are they all?
Nope.
Okay.
John, with the memory of all of our artifacts, especially in my mind, do any of the weapons on these statues aesthetically resemble things that I saw on the tables and on Weary Arden, etc.?
Not really. No.
Okay, cool.
I mean, Arden and Vul are here. Like they're one of the two statues. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But other than what Arden is wielding, which is probably her spear, there's not.
Okay.
I got a question you guys can look for. Like if there, maybe you said this and I missed it, but if there's any evidence on the floor of like abrasion of the statues rotate or move aside or anything like that, like floor marks, grinding.
Are there?
No.
Interesting. Yeah. No. Okay.
What about the dust in the room? The dust in the room is probably disturbed by us at this point, but was it as dusty as the other parts of this level?
It was. Yeah, it's very dusty.
Last thing I can. I'm sorry, David. Go ahead.
We did a cursory glance at her corpse, but we didn't do like a deep inspection, right?
I did. I
Do
did
you
a
want to
search.
inspect?
You
Yeah.
did. Okay. Never mind.
Last thing I can think of is just going up to the statue of Arden, knowing that like this has happened before. I say, oh, great Arden, it is my honor to be here standing before you. I wonder if there's anything that you can do to help us on our quest to make this a great, great place in your honor once again.
Nothing happens.
Dang it.
Are there any lines for their arms to move?
No.
Okay.
All right.
Is there any buttons?
I think it's just a
I
murder
think these
scene.
statues are. Sorry.
I think it's just a murder scene.
Oh, it is, and I also think these are just like reference points. They might be
Yeah.
useful information for someone else, but
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Last question. The ring finger that is missing on her left hand, is that a wedding finger? The way that we kind of associate it with it now.
It actually doesn't indicate which finger it was, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
But the important thing is that a finger was cut off.
Okay.
She has no other jewelry or finery apart from the tunic.
No.
Tettles, much
Yeah.
as I love this tunnel hopping up here, I'm wondering if we are getting off track by not doing what we said and going and exploring the rest of the level.
But tunnels. But goblin and dwarf.
Why don't you-
Can they perhaps have the intuition to ask the same question I did about humidity and draft and things like that with those tunnels?
I absolutely have that kind of intuition. I'm definitely curious if we're getting a breeze. We know that the smoke drafted up the stairs, but if we're feeling any other air or humidity or anything like that. And I would like to just take the torch and shine it down both of those two tunnels and just get a 30-foot sense. And then
Yeah, so they both wind eastward and southwards, respectively. Generally, directly, with natural caverns, about 5 feet wide, and you would have to duck. Well, actually, you wouldn't. Gordon wouldn't have to.
Right.
But dark. The eastern one, the air is very still. However, the southern one, you can see that first of all, that the slope goes upward from the southern tunnel, and there is a slight breeze coming from there.
okay.
Humidity, though, no, you can't really determine anything.
All right.
That might
Sound
be
of
worth
moving
checking
water.
out. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I love to explore tunnels like this, but you're probably right. It is off plan. So, I mean, everybody of exploration is good exploration. We got a set symbol out of the deal. So should we go back down?
Yeah, I think so.
And with the torch, we didn't find any writing on the wall or footprints or
Nope.
Were the blocks
scroll down one
Yeah.
side.
were the blocks from the entrance to this little complex? Did they fall out into the room with the statues?
I'm
Did
sorry.
something tunnel into the
That's right, you
statue
mentioned
room?
all
Or,
that.
what?
Yeah, was this like somebody broke out into the statue room?
No, there is no debris at the base of the wall.
You
They
mentioned
started here and dug in.
Who does that? Who digs a tunnel 18 feet up?
Spiders.
goblins.
Okay.
Bunch of goblins stacked on top of each other.
So you're going back up.
Maybe it's exactly what it is. Maybe it's an air shaft.
Yeah. We're going to go back to the statue room. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to say another turn goes by for going back up and observing the area in general. And so you drop back down safely with your companions.
We get that grappling hook back. Can we like shake it loose? And
Mhm.
yeah. Okay. All right. Should we go out the northeastern door and then work our way west?
Yeah, I think
Yes.
so. Yes.
Okay. So opening the door, you do confirm that it does indeed connect.
Cool.
And you're going to make your way 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Where do you plan on going?
Let's go right here.
Tunnel to the north. Yeah.
Take a peek.
Okay. So it's going to take a turn to get there.
Peeky peeky.
Now, looking down that corridor there with your two sources of light, you can see that it goes for 10 feet.
Yeah.
Before it opens up into a T intersection of sorts. Basically, there are 3 doors. One to the north, one to the east, one to the west, and they are all like 5 feet down their respective corridors. You know what I mean? So there's sort of
There's one here.
yeah, exactly. And then there's east and west as well.
Okay, so we'll get one here and one there. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. You got it.
Okay. Let me finish mapping this while you guys decide what to do.
Seems like a good place to take a few listens.
Yeah. Is anyone else going to listen?
I mean, I'm no good at it, but I can try since Mart is busy.
Okay.
I'll try to listen.
Don't forget we're close to being exhausted too.
Yeah.
Just
Oh, okay. You know what, John?
Mhm.
Fuck it. YOLO, baby. I'm going to go to the door on the right. And I'm going to have my shield up like this and my spatha out. And I'm going to crack open the door.
Okay. Crack open the door. You can see that it leads into a room after 5 feet, like the rest of that 5 feet kind of goes on. But then it opens up into a square room, 20 by 20, and you're entering in from the west on the southwestern side of that chamber. So it's a square room.
Okay, so
the furnishings in the room. The furnishings in the room are completely destroyed. Like in the same manner that you've seen in other rooms, like where things were ransacked, basically. There are silk clothes, like undergarments and tunics that are kind of strewn about all of the debris. There is a smashed writing table, but like the surface of the table is actually like on the ground with like its splintered legs like underneath it. And you see that there are 2 objects that are still pinned to the top of that smashed desk with daggers.
Huh.
Okay, like you can see like 2 daggers like sticking out on the writing desk, right? But you have to kind of like wade through like a pile of like debris to get to it.
Okay. Real quick, can I tell if the silken clothing that you said was strewn about, is it women's clothing?
Some of it is, yeah.
Does it seem similar to the gown we saw on the desiccated corpse in the statue room?
It does appear to be of a similar make and fashion.
Okay.
nice.
I want to move over to the writing desk and take a look at that.
Okay, so you recoil in horror a little bit as you see what one of the daggers is pinning. Can you guess what it's pinning?
A finger?
It is. Yes, a desiccated human finger is underneath one of them, and pinned with the other is a scrap of parchment that has mythic writing on it.
Okay. Wave that at Onweir's face. Man of letters, come here.
Make yourself useful, boy.
Onweir, you can read that in that it's just quickly written in mythic. It's not like official or anything like that. Just quick handwriting, and it says the key is the builder, and builder is capitalized.
Oh wow.
Huh.
Builder. So they smashed the builder, who is the key. I wonder if this is something to do with them being pissed off about all the crazy secret tunnels all over the place.
Okay.
Interesting.
You guys want to search this room some more? This seems like a pretty cool area.
I think
The only thing I think you said that the desk was mostly smashed, but
yes.
still partially. Are any of the drawers still intact that we could check to see if they're like false bottoms or backs or anything?
They're not. Everything else is destroyed.
Okay. When you're saying it's a desk, it's just a flat spot. There's no like
Basically.
hatch to open or
That's
okay.
correct. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Cool.
I mean, this kind of, I will see. We should push open the other doors. It seems like a bunch of like scriveners' quarters, probably all the same sized rooms, 3 of them here.
Probably.
Or they're the 3 fates, and we're about to uncover.
Well, it looks like
seers.
it's not like an elaborate desk. It's like a kind
Right.
of desk that you would find in like an in room or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's like a
Really?
smashed bed. There's smashed chairs, and there's like clothes all over the place. And
I mean, to David's point, though, like, we already found the soldiers' bunks. They're probably the temple itself had its own staff that were more of the, less secular area. All right,
I'm going
let's
to
go
kick
do this
open
thing.
both of the other doors.
Yeah, let's go. We're going to go to the north door.
Yeah, John, no ring on that finger, right? Just plain finger.
There's a plain finger.
Okay, Alvaricios thinks that's gross. He's going to pull the dagger up and release the finger.
Okay.
I'm gonna pocket the finger. I'm taking the finger.
Okay. Mark it down. It is non-encumbering.
Are you keeping the
He'll-
daggers?
I can't use it. If you guys don't want it, I'll give it to Niall to hold.
Okay, when you open the other doors simultaneously, they also lead into the same sort of arrangement where they are square rooms, 20 by 20. The northern one, you're entering in from the southwestern part of the southern wall, and the western one, you're entering in from the southeastern portion of the eastern wall. Other than that, they are exactly identical.
Wait, tell me the north one again. The southwestern.
You're entering in from the
Portion
on the
southern
southern. Yeah, correct.
Okay, southwest. So this room goes like this then.
Yep.
Okay. And then the other one basically mirrors the first one.
Yeah. You're entering in from the east, from the southeastern portion of the eastern wall. Okay, so the northern one, so this one is interesting, is that it is dust covered, and it doesn't look like anyone's been in here for quite some time. It has not been vandalized, but you have an inkling that this is probably what the other room would have looked like if it had not been vandalized. So it's dust covered, including the bed is dust covered. There's a wardrobe, and there is a stand-up writing desk there, which does look of a similar make as to the scraps of what you found in the other room. In the western room, as you peer into that as well, you haven't stepped into either of these rooms, by the way.
Right.
There is a bed, wardrobe, and writing table, but it's been utterly vandalized. All the furniture has been smashed to bits, just like the other one. Here, though, there is a corpse that lies in the northwestern corner, and you see distinctive orange robes, which you have seen before on this.
Oh, these are Thothian robes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Which corner? Northwestern corner?
The northwestern corner. There is, amidst all the debris. That's the glance. The glance you get by looking into the room.
John, can I go into the northern room and spend a turn searching for secret doors, particularly on the western wall?
Yes, you can. That'll take a turn.
While he's
anything in particular?
The latrine. Where do these people go poop?
I just David the player doesn't is curious why the area isn't symmetrical, so I'm wondering if there's a chamber in between those two rooms. But I'll be looking for latches, like buttons, weird sort of like pieces of stone that don't look like they should be placed in that way.
Okay.
A sconce I can turn. I don't know. You
don't find anything amiss on that wall.
All right.
While he's doing that simultaneously, can Avaricios check over the corpse in the orange robes?
Yes, in the other chamber. So there you can see that. What?
Sorry, Mort will loot, or not loot. Mort will search the debris in that room while he's looking at the corpse.
And just for efficiency's sake, John, I'll do the north one while they're doing this one.
The north one for what?
I'm just going to search it. You said it wasn't trashed,
Right.
so I'm going to be looking through the sheets. I'll be looking under the mattress. I'll be looking for anything in the desk while they're going through this, just to make sure there's nothing in there clue wise.
Okay. So you guys find nothing of interest. Avaricios, when you investigate the corpse, you do see that it's male, first of all. And you can see that it is definitely has been the victim of multiple gladius thrusts. Okay, like he is full of holes. He met an extremely violent end. He is also wearing a gold symbol of Thoth with an ibis.
I will. Ibby. With his heart full of thoughts of his old imaginary friend, he will take that that holy symbol.
Okay, that's fine. The holy symbol does take a slot. Who was looking through the rummage here? That was Mort. Mort. So you also are able to dig up out of the refuse a suitable, wearable, extra set of Thoth robes. So if you took it off the corpse as well, you would have 2 workable sets of orange Thoth.
Yeah, I think we should. Take that.
Each of those sets is a slot.
Yeah, so I'll give one set to Nyal and.
Okay. It seems like the killing of the priests,
because they're not going to fit Mort. That would look ridiculous.
Let's see. Sure. Let me see if I have the space. I'm sure I do. Yeah. He can take it.
David.
I was just going to say, it seems like the killing of the priests was a particularly pointed, but no, it's religiously motivated. I think there's some real anger towards the priesthood here.
Or was the priest stooping the other one in the statue room
with the rope? Or no, it was the candlestick.
No, I'm confused. You're saying that it's religiously oriented, but once again, it might have been maybe they got caught in delicto flagrante and someone was getting revenge.
Oh, I mean that's very Agatha Christie. Yeah, I mean it could have been like a murder of that sort. I was thinking more of the fact that we've got a real like etude. We have so many stab wounds that a group of people might have been exacting it upon one of these priests. They then cut the finger. I don't know. It's interesting that the level of violence is greater against the priests than any of the legionnaires that we found, for instance.
John, is there evidence of like old blood in this room, like dried blood stains around? Like if somebody stabbed that many times
in that area, in the northwestern corner, there is, yeah.
Okay.
When do you get speak with dead, bro?
That'd be sweet.
To be clear, too, like a lot of the legionnaires also obviously met very violent ends. I just haven't described them. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
I don't even know if
that's pitch battle.
Nothing in the room I'm searching, right?
Nothing untoward. Right. Cool. Okay, so now it is exactly 11 p.m. You have 1 hour before you are exhausted.
Time for one more room, boys.
Yeah, let's hit that. Let's go right here, John, and hit that one.
Okay, you gonna open it right up?
Yeah.
Okay, you open up the door, and it continues on for 5 feet before it opens up into a rectangular room. It is 30 feet east to west by 20 feet north to south, and you're coming in directly in the middle of the northern wall. Pretty simple. There is the furnishings in this room are in relatively good shape. It's 15 feet tall. Here, similar to back eastward, you see that there are 8 triple bunks made of iron reinforced wood that line the southern wall, which is also the case in the other room that you were in. There are 20 chests that are scattered amongst the bunks. Their lids are open and their contents appear to be gone. There's only a few bits of decrepit linen and wool clothing that remain. And there are a few personal items that are sort of scattered around. You see like a razor, a mortar and pestle, a set of drafts made of wood, and a pack of playing cards that were made out of parchment. To either side of the door that you come in, there are weapon and armor racks, which is also similar to the other barracks that you were in. On those weapon and armor racks, there are 2 suits of ancient legionnaire armor, 6 spears, 3 gladii, 3 war hammers, and 15 tower shields.
Oh,
That are all still there. But that all seems relatively normal and unsurprising. However, there are the corpses of 3 ancient legionnaires that lie in moldering lumps directly in front of you, near the door.
Gross.
Their
how
bodies
many was-
it can easily show that they had displayed numerous sword and spear wounds.
How many of those suits of armor are dwarf size?
None.
Or goblin sized, I assume. None as well.
None.
This is a
John,
blatantly
I want
racist.
to
empire.
poke one of the bodies.
Nothing happens.
All right. Boy.
so Avarice is going to pick up one of the warhammers and just kind of give it a twist in his hand. Does it seem good and sturdy?
Yeah. Seems perfectly
All right.
usable.
All right.
On a scale of 1 to 5, John, would you say it's like a 3?
It's a solid +0.
You taking it?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to take it. It's better than the this mace I have. It's not that great.
Okay. You now have a warhammer.
And he'll leave the mace in its place.
Don't forget that every weapon has like special cool traits. So warhammers
That's
are
what I
different
was
than
just.
they are different than
Yeah.
maces.
Yeah, this one has the crushing quality, which sounds pretty cool.
Mm.
You're crushing.
So if he ever fights anything, hopefully he won't. But on a critical hit versus a humanoid of the attacker's size or smaller, the attacker can choose either to disarm the target or have the target's movement speed.
Ooh, little hobbling going on. A little breaking of kneecaps.
Old tactical Avaricius.
Or shattering of wrist bones, which is the disarming bit.
That sounds painful.
Hmm.
So the stuff you listed out is what we just get from a kind of a casual glance through the room, right?
Yep.
So we should probably take a turn to really turn the room over, search the bodies,
Yeah.
etc.
Okay.
It's fair. It's a good
Take
idea.
a turn to carefully go through it. You don't.
Does it take all of us? I'm sorry, John. Does it take all of us to do that, or can some of us look around the edges to see if there's secret doors too?
You can do that as well. You don't find any secret doors. You do not find anything of interest. However, you do find one thing of interest. When you're rifling through the tower shields, you do see that one appears to be much nicer and much more resistant to corrosion and age than the others.
All right.
I mean, that's awesome, but who's carrying that bad boy? It's 2 slots.
Well, Yost can't use it if he's using the spear because that takes 2 hands.
Right. No, spears can take 1.
No, not the black iron spear.
Oh, the black iron one. Yeah.
It's super heavy and takes 2 hands in order
It's
to
a heavy
use it.
book.
He can carry it one-handed, but he can't use it one-handed. I mean, yeah, I don't. And you said that Mort can't take a tower shield, right?
No, not this side.
Okay.
I need a potion of growth and a permanent spell.
You need a potion of silence on your keyboard.
I was wondering, can you guys really hear that? Is it picking up?
It might not show up in the mix. We'll see.
I had to. I'm using 2 separate computers. I had to put one keyboard over the other because I kept typing on the wrong damn keyboard. Mad.
Okay, John, I'm gonna go listen at those double doors in the hallway.
Let's do it. I'm going to go with David.
Wait. What time is it now, John? It's 11:10.
In real life, or
No, in game.
it's 11:10.
Oh, we were almost lined up.
It's almost
I
like
know,
that.
So 50 minutes. Yeah.
Well, fine.
All right, onward.
Yeah.
So you go to the west, and you are going to listen at those doors.
I am.
Okay, so it's going to take another turn. At the end of that turn, you don't hear anything, by the way. Goran's torch goes out.
I cast it aside, John.
That's okay. We got Ivoricios has his permanent light
Got you. Don't why you're carrying that thing anyway.
because he left you. He left you behind, Ivoricios.
You never know when you might need to burn a bunch of cobwebs.
Okay, so you don't hear anything beyond the doors, Onweir. What do you do?
Are there any? Do the doors have any carvings or signage or indications of what might exist on the other side?
It doesn't, which is kind of strange. They're solid and same basic make as the other doors, but they're devoid of any decoration.
Okay,
They're just
I
double.
kick them open.
Boom! You open them up, and you come into a very, very strange looking room. It is a perfect octagon. You are entering in directly in the middle of the eastern side. Okay, it is once again perfect, Ted. So it is a 40 by 40 octagon. Now,
And we're in the
coming
on
in
the
directly on the
eastern side.
middle of the eastern wall. Now,
40 by 40, not 50 by 50.
no, did you really want it to be 50 by 50?
Well, because of where the door is on the grid line, coming in the middle of a 20-foot wall.
Well,
This is
so
really-
those doors are actually, they should be straddling the line. Should be further south.
While we're doing this map,
there
I'm
you
gonna
go.
I'm gonna go tuck that kid in, and I'll be right back.
Okay,
We're literally entering a room that says stop.
correct.
Wow.
So the room itself, it's 20 feet tall. It has a fine ribbed vault on the top of it, and set into the walls, all along all of them, are 20 stone stalls. All right. Each stall is set 2 feet into the wall, and there is a wooden seat in each one of the stalls.
You found your pooper.
Clearly, or it's the cloisters. I hope it's the latrine, though.
Above each stall, there is carved a unique image of an Archontean hero. Each
Yeah,
one of them is one of the 20 Archontean Worthies. So you can easily see which hero is designated by which over which seat. Directly across from you on the western wall, those two stalls are you can easily see are Arden and Vul, opposite the entrance doors. Okay, in the center of the chamber, there's a fire pit with ashes that are like long dead and cold, and there's a rostrum there as well that faces west towards the seats.
I'm sorry. What's a rostrum?
It's like a platform.
Oh, okay.
The one thing that sort of interrupts the perfect symmetry of the room is that there is a toga-clad, desiccated corpse that is sprawled across Vul's seat.
At 2.
Yeah, there is a massive codex, like a big book that is bound in red leather, that is at the floor of the corpse, like it's sprawled across the seat, and like there's this massive tome that's obviously has fallen out of its draping hand across the seat. And
Right.
as you enter in Onweir too, and you're kind of taking this in, you can it's very stuffy in here, right? There's no other exits or anything like that. But as the noise of the doors opening sort of settles, you can swear that you can hear coming from that general area of the corpse, in Arden and Vul, you can hear like faint whispering in the air, like very, very subtle and slight, and it's all in Mithric, ancient. Okay, and you just hear you hear protect. I'm gonna have to kind of speak it because otherwise my mic won't pick it up because I have a limiter on. But it's whispering, so it says, "Protect the relics. Do not let them take the relics. Duty is honor. Honor is duty. We must remain until summoned." And like it's sort of like just like a mantra, like over and over and over again.
All right. One question. Where in this octagon is the builder?
That's a good question. Do you step into the room?
Ooh.
Okay. And you do a circuit around the room to determine where the builder is?
I do.
Okay. So you find that that on the northern wall, on the western part of the northern wall, one of the two seats is Phocion the builder.
Is there any sort of desecration or out of sort of stuff here, or is it normal?
It seems normal.
Okay,
So
well,
when you're up close, you can see, like, because there's another seat like right next to Phocion's, and you can kind of compare
Yeah.
that all of the seats in generally appear to they're solid. Like, I know it seems like it does actually look like a massive like shared toilet area or something like that, right? But the seats don't have like holes in them or anything like that. However, each seat does have a very subtle set of hinges on the back so that you could raise the seat.
how do you? I'm not sure I understand.
It's
So
like a
it's
bench.
like,
You're sitting on a bench that
They're
lifts.
benches.
So you could
Probably where
lift
they
it. You
kept
could,
documents
yeah.
and shit.
Oh.
Cushions.
Well, why don't I look in the builder's bench within the hinges there and see if there's anything inside?
Okay, so you open it up, and there is a compartment underneath. Like basically the dimensions of the seat itself, underneath, but there doesn't appear to be anything in it at a casual glance.
I'm going to do a close search of it
Okay.
for a false bottom or anything like that.
Spending a turn.
Why don't we come all in and do all the seats?
Yeah.
Okay, as you step in, all of you guys can hear that whispering. It's very, very unnerving. Okay. As Onweir, as you are looking carefully along that seat, you can see that there is a very, very subtle, and it was only because your fingers were moving along the edges of the underneath the part of the seat that opens up, right, that you feel a catch.
I'm going to pull it.
Okay. The back, like basically the back of the stall where Phocion's portrait is, like whips open, goes and opens up and reveals a corridor leading to the north.
I turn back and I say, well, you frickin' goobers can sit around in here listening to whispers, but I'm on my way to the north.
Why are you so aggressive? And that's from me.
I'm kidding.
Jeez.
I do think we should invest. What's that?
Where's your sense of teamwork? Also, you're forgetting the giant red tome. You're just going to go sally forth down the forgotten corridor and leave that big giant book there?
As the door opens, the whispers become a little bit more frantic and hurried and a little bit louder. They protect the relics. Don't touch the relics. Don't let anyone touch the relics.
Interesting. I wonder if the relics are actually hidden, and what we thought was the relics is all decoys.
Who knows?
There's the key. The builder is the key. It's his seat. This is the builder is the key. Before you run off, though, let's check that book. I think that book could be, probably the 8th volume of the Harry Potter series, and we're going to be famous and rich, And
before he touches that book, I'm gonna stand in the secret door hall, out of the immediate radius.
I was suggesting you look at the book since you're the wizard.
You can look at the book.
Mort's gonna pick the book up, John.
Okay, so you're gonna check out the book.
Checking out the book.
Okay, the whispers are like right in your ear, Mort, when you approach the seat of Vul. And you.
Well, the book's like lying on the floor, right?
It's lying on the floor. Do you look at the corpse, or you're like all eyes on the book right now?
Well, if I come up to the book and I'm really hearing the whispers loud, I think I should look at the corpse first. Like, is it coming from the corpse or from the book?
It's coming from the general area, but the closer you get to Vul's seat, the louder the whispers become.
Yeah, I'll go with you to look at the corpse. I'll go with you to look.
Killed the goblin before. Why not do it again? I'm going to get closer to the corpse and say, see if I can see who it is or anything, features about them, or like say this is actually Vul or something crazy like that.
Okay, so it's wearing a toga, so it's not wearing armor. Okay, it's desiccated once again. It's definitely male. It has been stabbed multiple times with spears, and there is one spear that is still in its throat, which has impaled it through the throat into the seat itself. Okay, it's pretty gruesome.
I did it again.
Yeah, but on the plus side, it can't move around if it's pinned to the wall. Big plus.
Yeah.
All right, so it's male. It's robed like a Thothian or like an officer or something.
More like a politician almost, right? Like a senator or something like that, right?
And,
definitely
just-
doesn't give you the vibes of being priestly or religious or of any nature.
Just to catch me up, the green circles around the outside.
Those are the
On our
seats.
map?
Yeah,
The seats of the 20 Worthies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
As best I can tell from John's description, I think I did it roughly right.
Okay, so the codex itself, when you look it up, it is written in Mithric. So,
See, I
and
knew-
then when you
Okay, I'll come back and look at it. It's fine.
you do,
Yeah, I mean,
I'll
I
tell
don't
him.
really,
It's Mithric.
I don't really want to touch anything, to be honest. But for the sake of Mike, I'll come and let him, or I'll let Mort hold it as I look at the Mithric.
okay. So
I
the
think
title,
it's going to drive me crazy, though. But it's fine.
so the title on the top is, it says the Red Book of the Defenders of Arden.
That sounds like an awesome book. This is like Balin's tomb right here, man. This is like
Absolutely. They're
they've
coming.
taken the
They're
third
coming.
stairs.
Okay. When you open it up, you see that it is a codex, and that codex is divided into 12 sections. And each one of those sections is marked as one of the 12 labors of Arden.
What's in the 12th?
And
What's in the 12th section?
within each section
Yeah,
is a
let's say.
within
Sorry, go ahead, John.
within each section is a carefully ruled table with column headings, and it's all been carefully like written in a very fine script, like an accountant almost. Within each section is a carefully ruled table with column headings reading name, date completed, date failed. All right, the tables for the first 6 labors contain approximately 90 names each for each of the 6 labors, right? There's about 90 names in each of those. And of those, it looks that there are about 66% of them have been completed, the labor, while 33% seem to have failed. The sections for labors 7 to 11, however, have many fewer entries, on average about 35 names, with a much higher failure rate of about 80%.
So I'm guessing what we're looking at here is legionnaires who have undertaken some kind of ritual recreation of the labors,
Yes.
and some of them have succeeded and some have failed. And it's an initiation, like Mike was saying earlier, the whole Mithric cult of Mithras. We've got a cult of Arden here and there.
So
They're
you,
doing-
John,
you could also probably, but because of how well organized it is, you could do a lot of cross-referencing and research. If you spent a significant amount of time, you could probably glean even more info and patterns out of it. But that's
I'm sorry, John. Go ahead.
that's it. I'm just saying, there's not much more you can get out of it unless you spend a lot more time.
I suspect that the people who succeeded are the source of the artifacts that are on the table that we identified, because we were curious, why are some of them there and why are some of them not? I bet that there's an alignment with success at these tasks with putting the artifacts in the museum room. I'm sorry, David, but go ahead.
interesting. No, that makes sense. I like where your head's at. No, I mean, I don't want to spend a lot of extra time, but if there's a depreciating success rate as we progress through the various rites, labors rather, I want to see how many people succeeded at the 11th and 12th, and if there's
just no
one.
12. He only said 7 through 11.
Oh, 7 through 11. So there is not. It said 12 sections
Yes.
initially, but the 12th
Let's take
section
the
is
12th section right
empty.
now.
That's what I'm curious about. Yeah.
The final section contains no names. Neither has completed nor failed.
Does the labor explain anything further? Like, do we see any details about the labor in there?
It just says the 12th labor. That's all it says.
Yeah. All right.
This is slot?
Yeah, it's a slot.
One slot book. Do you want me to take it? I'll take it. You just can carry it.
If you'd like to. All right. Fascinating.
And there's nothing else on the corpse, right? Is the spear like magical looking, or is there like 30 pieces of silver in his pocket or anything else?
Nope.
Okay. All right.
Can we
go north? Yes.
Well, I was going to say, hey, Av, can you last rites over this corpse? He seems very upset about being dead and stressed out. Like, can you at least pray a ritual over his corpse? And
I of course I can. This poor guy. Why don't you yank the spear out of his throat? That looks very uncomfortable.
I'll pull the spear out and lay it beside him, and we can move the body down on the floor. Fold his hands over his chest. And
okay, so you can see that he is wearing a toga. Like you're right. It looks like an officer or a senator. He is desiccated, of course, but it looks like the man that it used to be was well built at one time. Like a strong man.
Okay.
Yeah, so I will hold my holy symbol. I will touch it to his head, and may Lysion bless you, and may Arden find your spirit to be worthy and brave in the afterlife.
Okay. It's still the whispers still continue on relentlessly.
So do we all hear this in this room?
You all hear it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they seem to be just like sourceless. They're just like.
Well, no, they're coming from generally around the corpse and Vul's seat.
Okay. So we've moved the body onto the floor. I'm going to open up Vul's seat.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So let's see. So the interesting thing here is that when you attempt to open Vul's seat, you do not see a hinge, and you cannot find a way to open it if it even can be opened, which is strange.
Is it hollow?
Yeah, I was going to say tap it, sounding it for hollow.
It does sound like it's hollow. Yeah.
Does the backboard sound hollow?
The backboard.
It opened up to be a secret corridor on the other seat.
Oh, the back wall. No, does not appear. No. But remember, that's also mostly taken up by like an actual portrait of Vul himself.
Right.
Andreas, you want to use that warhammer?
Well, hold on. What about Arden's seat right next to it? Does it have hinges?
It does not.
Does that sound hollow?
It does.
Do any of the others have hinges? Or
all of the other ones have hinges.
Okay. Is it possible that the two seats are not individually hinged, but the whole assembly rotates or moves or has some other hinge or contraption, like go around the seams of the wood there, look on the floor? Is this like actually a whole section that moves?
Which part? Vul or Arden?
Well, I was thinking the two of them together, but really either and or both, basically.
I mean, I would say Arden. Let's check Arden first, just because this whole area is Arden-esque, right?
David's got something.
I'll also add that the hint that we're dealing with is the key is the builder, and the builder is the architect with predominance of these spaces. And if you're talking about a possibility of a hidden contraption that would unlock a seamless couple of seats, that may exist in the Northern Passage. That's something that's worth investigating.
Passage, man. No,
before we start smashing stuff, sure.
I agree. I don't want to smash it. I agree that the Northern Corridor is probably going to be really interesting, but I also think that, there's not going to be a corridor behind this necessarily, but I do feel like if everybody else has a hinged seat and they don't, it's significant.
Agreed.
I agree.
So
100%. I'm saying I think the two are correlated and not divorced from each other.
Oh, I see.
And going to the north doesn't exclude solving this room.
It may be the solution.
Is what I'm trying to say.
I hate to be the pooper of parties, guys, but are we gonna, before we do this northern corridor, do we need to go rest?
What is it now? 11:30, John?
It's
11:20?
11:30. Yeah.
11:30.
Mort, are you searching? You said that you're searching.
I'm searching the 2 seats. Yes.
Okay. I will help them do that.
Okay, that takes another turn. Mort, I'll say that you're doing Arden and Goran, you're doing Vul. Mort, you find, as you're very carefully searching every inch of that stall, that the carved face of Arden on the back wall, that her left eye is actually a separate piece of stone, or a separate piece of wood from the rest of it.
Like a kind you can push in?
Maybe.
Yeah, don't push it with your finger, dude.
Just push it with your finger.
Onward,
That's what's made.
Let me have the finger, Onward.
All right, I'll give you the finger.
The desiccated finger. I'll push the eyeball.
Okay, it depresses. And as it depresses, the seat pops open.
Nice.
Okay.
All right.
And inside, sitting all by itself in the midst of it, is a small ring. It's a heavy gold band, and there it has an oval disc of gold on the face of it as well. And in the center of the oval disc is an intaglio of an amethyst, and there is an inscription on that intaglio, on that amethyst, which you can't read right now. You just see that there is one. Oh, I'm sorry.
So it's
No, hold on. I'm
gold
sorry.
ring?
Hold on. It's a gold band with an oval disc of gold on the face, and then the oval disc has an inscription on it. Okay, but in the midst of that oval is set intaglio. There is an amethyst in the middle of it. Okay, there is the amethyst has something carved into it, and there's also like an inscription around it in the gold around the setting. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. So it's not a bone ring of Jagri Naz then.
It is not. No.
Okay. Matt is hot to say something.
Oh, I'm just curious. You mentioned the oval around the ring. Does this seem to be the same size of the oval that was in the wall of the room that we entered in?
Yes. Nicely done,
Well
Matt.
done, Matt.
Nicely done. At the same time, Goran also finds something interesting in the stall of Vul. You can see that the entire head of Vul that is carved on the back wall is actually can be moved and rotated.
Oh, turn it so that he's looking at his girlfriend.
Okay. I want to use the tip of my spear and stand like as far away as I can and just use his nose to push him towards Arden.
Okay, so you can twist it so it can only go one way, and it can only go 90 degrees to the left. Okay, and as you turn his head and it ratchets into place, kunk, the seat pops open.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right. What do I find in there?
Peering in, you see that there is an identical looking ring sitting there. However, there is also a scroll.
Ooh. Nice. I'm going to retrieve them, John.
You reach in and grab them?
Yeah. Kill me now.
Okay. When you reach in and grab them and you put your hand on that ring, the whispering becomes a scream of rage and anger. Traitor, you have stolen the relics. We are sworn to defend them.
Didn't you touch your ring?
You see rise out of the corpse a vague shape of like toga-clad person. However, it's black and grayish and made out of shadow with bright white eyes as it looks at you with absolute hatred and bears down upon you. And
We have about 100 of those now.
a coldness basically drapes over the entire room as all of your spines go numb as this thing lunges out with black claws towards Goran, sweeping on the wind.
Thanks a lot, Mike.
Hey,
Yeah, good
dude,
job.
you touched your ring.
Yeah, it's not a relic.
I would like
I
to
just
turn
want I just
undead.
want everyone to be reminded of how many warnings I issued about touching
Yes, David,
artifacts.
okay.
On this.
I told you so. I told you so does not help us at all. Thank you.
Yeah. Well,
The ring then is it a bone ring, John?
It is not. It's an identical ring.
Identical to the gold one that I found.
Yes, correct. Mm-hmm.
Am I able to get off a turning, or
Absolutely
are we in
not.
initiative? It didn't hurt to ask.
You can ask. You can ask. You can. It is declaration though. So if you want to declare turning, you should do that with your spells. Anyone else want to do spell declaration?
I'm gonna. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Fine. You don't have to tell me what it is. Evaricio, so you're going to declare?
Yes, I declare that I shall turn this undead monster.
Okay. And Goran, you are actually in melee with the thing right now. So you can declare if you want to move out of melee.
I am going to beat a retreat towards the doorway.
The main doorway.
Which
Right?
one?
Yep.
A full retreat or a fighting withdrawal?
Fighting withdrawal, please.
Okay. Cool. So you can move half your movement. So that is going to be, what is your normal movement?
90.
30 in melee, 30 in combat. Yeah. So you can move 15. So you can't get all the way back to the door, right?
Gotcha.
If you're fighting. Okay, so you're gonna do that. Okay, and then we got declarations. Let's roll for initiative, folks. Let's do it.
Mike?
I'm sorry.
I got a 6.
I was trying to move the PC thing. Is that John's?
That's me.
That's
roll
John.
it.
Looks like a cocked die to me, though, man.
That's
I mean, it was close.
okay.
It was really, really close.
So it is.
Ted, I messed up your door.
Oh, okay, I can fix it. Whoa! How did you?
I was trying to move the PC token into the room because you said we could do that, and I'd messed it up.
Mike wants to get out of here so bad that he moved the door to where he is.
I do want to point out that it's very possible that every corpse in this dungeon is now a wraith.
Yeah.
So retreating into the rooms that have 10 at a time might not be the direction of retreat we should take. But
I hear you, dude.
Okay, so it is going to attack you. What is your AC?
My AC now is only 18.
Doesn't matter. I rolled a 1. You definitely are like you were wary of something happening, and you're like, oh shit, as you start to back the fuck away as it swipes at you and howls at you in anger. And it is your guys' turn.
I cast mirror image.
So it would be move. It'd be move first.
Sure.
So, Goran, you're moving back towards the door. Is anyone else moving?
Yeah,
I was.
Go ahead, Hunter.
I was going to go north.
You can't go north because you're casting a spell.
Then I can't move. Okay.
You cannot move. It's the only thing you can do is cast a spell.
Gotcha.
Mort is going to stick with Goran. If Mort's not actually in melee, he will.
You're pretty much there, so you can just move up into melee if you want.
But Goran is moving out of melee, I thought.
He is, yeah.
So I want to move to where Goran is going to be.
Okay, all right, yeah.
And Yost is as well.
Okay.
Fighting retreat, kind of sticking with Goran.
Got it. Okay.
If that means we're in melee. But,
is Njal moving?
Yeah, Njal is going to take up position near Avaricios. Well, Avaricios he can't move because he's going to turn. Mm-hmm. But Lisbeth is going to move back towards the doors.
Back to the okay. So Njal's protecting Avaricios. Got it. Okay. Now it is spells, assuming that no missiles are being fired. So
I am not going to miss. Yeah.
Okay. So Onweir, you're going to cast mirror image.
Correct.
All right. What's the purpose? What does it do?
Mirror image.
Don't give me the whole description. Just tell me the
1d4 duplicates of myself.
Okay. Cool. Lasts for 6 turns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mirror image.
So it missed its attack on Goran. That's right. Okay.
Got it. Okay. All right. So you guys can see up at the northern quarter, Onward just sort of goes boom, 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 and like there's a bunch of them, just kind of all in front of that, in front of Fokai the Builder's stall.
I have to roll the d4 though, for what it's worth.
Okay, cool.
It's one d4. Yeah.
Go for it.
So it's just one. It's one. There's 2 of me.
2 of you. Okay.
That's better than 1.
Okay. And then the turn, right?
Yep. So I will roll 2d6, and it's going to be a very, very high number.
Ooh.
Mediocre.
Okay, it's a 7.
A 7. Okay. Okay, so it appears to not take notice of your holy power as it unleashes from your holy symbol. Doesn't seem.
I mean, that's kind of rude, but whatever.
Okay, and
my faith in Lucy trashed.
No one else is attacking, so no one else is in melee. So next round, declaration of spells. No. Okay, roll for initiative. I got a 2.
Who's going?
I think
I got
that. Okay. Oh.
Oh,
rude. Don't let me do this anymore.
Okay.
You are banned.
Okay. Let's see. Give me 1 second.
Did you actually get the ring, Mike?
Yeah, I got it on my fat little dwarven finger.
Okay. Did you grab the scroll?
I mean, I said I grabbed both items. I'm assuming I've got them.
Do you guys want to throw the items back down and see if it assuages the rage?
It's thought about that.
Let's see how bad this fucks us up.
It is much faster than you. So as you guys are moving back towards the door, it actually sweeps up and over you and drops on top of Gornd so that it places itself between Gornd and the door. Okay. And then it attacks Gornd.
Okay. What's it attacking with? Like claw attack kind of thing, or
wispy black claws?
Wispy black claws. Okay.
That's not
John.
good.
John, does the protection seem to do anything from the casket that?
The casket.
Elizabeth is holding.
Yes. So let me look up the spell again.
I've got it. Those warded gain a +1 bonus to saving throws against attacks or special abilities of affected creatures. The spell wards the caster and all allies within 10 feet from attacks by creatures of another alignment.
Yeah.
Affected creatures' attacks against those warded are penalized by a -1.
Yeah.
Okay. I got to help on that roll, though.
Yes. So it definitely does work here. So the protection from evil, thanks to Yakin the Proud, it does appear to be a little bit disoriented by that, but it strikes with such fury and force that it gets through the protection and hits you anyways. Gorn, you're going to take 3 points of damage, and I need you to make a saving throw versus breath weapon, but you get a +1 for that because of Yakin the Proud.
Okay, my saving throw against breath attacks is a 10. So I guess I got to roll a 9 or higher.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. Yeah.
Sweet.
There you go.
Okay, cool. So as it plunges its claws into you, you can feel it kind of pull out a little bit of your essence, and you one part. Not only are you taking the physical pain, but you are also drained of 1 point of strength. Please mark it down.
Ooh, what happens if you make your save or fail your save?
Don't find out.
Okay, and it basically it screams in an unearthly howl, like right in your face. Your guy's turn.
Well, let's find out if we can stab it, shall we?
How dare you! How dare you! It just screams like right at Gorn.
You want first blood there, Gorn?
You go first, dude. I actually was thinking about taking up David on a suggestion and running back to the Arden toilet and throwing the shit in there.
All right, Mort's going to stab it in its leg, like when the Hobbit stabbed the Nazgul.
What are you using?
That you ain't.
Not with that roll. It doesn't matter, John. No, I rolled a. Let's see here. That's a 5 plus the 3 for the dagger plus.
No, it doesn't do it. So its AC is 19.
Oh yeah, that doesn't. Let's see if Yost can manage it.
Okay.
Yost, big guy, steps into the ring with the black iron spear. Does this count? Does not count as a humanoid, I assume.
No.
That's a no from Yost. Oh, no, wait. Oh, yeah, that's a 9. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. All right.
John, can I ask a question real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Does this resemble what killed Osric?
Sorta, in a terrifying undead floaty way.
Not the same. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all would like to take a swing at him with his magical axe, the Ruiner of Appetites.
Okay.
All right. He hauls off. And that's gonna hit. I think that's a 21 to hit.
Sweet.
Okay.
Does anything?
So he's gonna roll his. He rolls an advantage on his D10, so he's gonna roll 2 D10 and take the higher. All right. The higher one is a 6. And he gets +3. So that's 9 points of damage to the thing.
Okay. All right. So the Ruin of Appetites does seem to find purchase where the rest of you guys were kind of swinging through just black mist. The Ruiner actually like connects, and the thing howls in pain. And it turns its white pupilless eyes on y'all. Anyone else?
What's sad about that?
I don't know when I do this, John. I want to go throw the ring and the scroll back into the Arden box and then shut the door.
Okay, you can't do that this round because you didn't declare that you were retreating from melee.
Oh, so I have to.
You're engaged, right? So
Can he throw them to me?
yeah, you can throw them to you.
You want to try throwing them to me?
It's just going to go after you, dude.
I'm just trying to alley-oop, trying to help. I can't attack or do anything. So,
Gordon, are you going to throw it to Onweir or no?
Yeah, John, I'll do that.
Okay, cool.
Which one though?
or I should. No, I know that's true.
No, I'll take a
Okay.
second. I'll take a second to put the scroll through the ring and just throw it to Onweir.
Which Onweir?
Okay,
There are 2 of them.
So
Never mind. This is too convoluted. Never mind.
no, it's not convoluted. It's not convoluted. You just have to understand
like
like what's looking like. You were in melee with this horrible, awful, soul sucking thing. So like it's like a spur of the moment, like thought toss, without even looking, which you can totally do, and then on where you can get it. But there's no subtlety to it at all. You're just like fuck it, to toss it,
And just so I understand the likelihood that it just swoops to me and attacks me before I can even move is very
well.
high.
I haven't said what it does. I'm just asking Goran if are you okay with that? Just chucking the thing over to Onweir. That's all I'm asking.
I'm okay with it. I do that.
Okay, Onweir, you can catch that and you got it. Okay, so that was the bottom of the round. Has anyone else not gone?
The only thing Avaricios would want to do now is he's going to take out Shrieker because that's the only magical weapon he has to do some damage. Maybe.
So you can't turn more than once. Can you not try and turn more than one time?
I don't know, John. Can I?
I thought we established.
I don't know. We always had to come up with a decision. We're in the middle of combat, so I'm going to say no for now.
Okay.
So the top of the round now, right? So melee movement and spells.
We'll have to do initiative.
We declare
We
first.
have to declare first.
Oh, okay.
Spells. I am going to move. I'm going to try to put this in the box. So that's my movement.
Okay, so we've been playing this for a couple years now. We should be down with the combat. Okay, before we roll initiative, we have to declare. Just declare. If you are moving with it.
I'm going to move. I'm declaring that I'm going to move.
Listen. Just listen. Declaring if you are in melee, if you're doing melee movement, that's the only thing that needs to be declared.
Okay.
Or spells. Okay. All other movement happens within the initiative order. So is anyone in melee, who there's a bunch of you, want to move? No one in melee is moving. Okay. Are there any spells going to be cast? No.
Okay. I'm not going to cast.
Now we roll initiative. 3.
I'm not doing it.
I got it.
5. You guys win.
Finally, there we go.
Now we move into the normal phases. So now it's move for those people who declared that they're or who plan to move. So
You're not going to
onward.
roll for monster morale first, John?
No, this guy. He doesn't. He's not scared of you.
I think he's fine.
So onward. What are you doing?
I'm going to take the scroll and ring and place them devotedly into the box. I'm going to close the box. I'm going to get on a knee and beg for forgiveness.
Okay, so it whips its like it moves its eyes off of Nyal and like watches you as the rest of you guys are like just swiping at it and everything like that. It just like beads on where it like watches you do that, right? And it shrieks and it bears its like you could see like some sort of black hole of a mouth like opens up as it watches you do that. Nothing happens for the moment as you prostrate yourself in front of it. Anyone else moving? No, Avaricio's missile weapon.
Everybody's right there. If he misses, it's going to hit. Yeah, he's going to hold off.
You're going to hold off. Okay, cool. So no spells going off. So now it's melee. That should be everyone else, I believe.
All right.
Run.
Mort says, die, foul creature.
Oh, so close.
So that's a 16. So unless someone has an extra +3 sitting around, I think I missed.
Nope.
And then Yost also makes a stabbing attack. Oh, son of a... Dice are not on my side tonight, guys. All right. It's up to you, Goran.
All right.
Mighty Slayer.
Hey, Matt, does Elizabeth want to cast Fairy Fire on it?
No, she doesn't have that.
It's
Come
holding
on.
the coffer.
Well, John, I'm using that Spatha Igni.
Ignis.
So, I mean, if it's a +7 or something, let me know, and then I will have hit.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 10. I have a +2.
Yeah.
So I need a +7. Let me know if it's a +7 weapon.
Why do you only have a... Oh, that's right. You don't have any
You
strength
did not
points,
hit.
too.
Does Nyal want to do anything?
Yeah, Nyal's going to try to cut the thing's head off.
Yes.
He rolled a natural
no.
18.
Yeah. Well done, y'all.
Nyal does not like this thing. Again, rolling at advantage for the damage die. That is a 9 on the die with +3, so that's 12 points.
Wow, nicely done.
The ruiner.
Very nice.
He's just wrecking this
Okay,
guy.
yeah. So he
Hell yeah.
kind of comes in from the side again, just and the thing screams at him again, dragging its eyes off of Onweir again, prostrating itself and looking at y'all with hatred in its eyes. That was the end of the top of the round, and it comes down with full force on Njal. What's Njal's AC?
Nyal's AC is 16.
16? Barely missed. Barely missed.
Yes.
Okay. Top of the round, anyone moving out of melee?
Nope.
Anyone casting spells?
No.
Okay, roll for initiative. I got a 3.
Fairy Fire.
I got a 3.
Roll it again. I got a 2.
Oh, sorry, guys.
I guess barely. I've beaten you twice with
Damn.
a 2. This
Brutal.
Okay, coming down on Njal again. Mrs. Njal, your guy's turn.
Mort.
Mort,
Yost.
you need to check that thing out, man.
Okay, Yost. Yost brings it with a 20.
What is Yost using?
He is using the Black Iron Spear.
Okay, and what? The Black Iron Spear is plus what?
It's normally a +1.
Okay.
So his damage die is 1d10, adding. He does 6 points of damage.
Okay, Everest, what is the Ruiner of Appetites plus?
Ruiner of Appetite is a +1.
+1?
His overall attack is a +5.
Okay, so we're going to have to retcon, because I did not realize that.
Whoopsie.
No.
Afraid of
Yes.
that.
Indeed. So all of, unfortunately, Njal's hits were actually passed right through it. So Njal's actually... it probably wouldn't have attacked Njal, but Njal didn't get hit yet. So anyways, because it wouldn't have noticed that Njal was even attempting to attack. And
So
the
if
same
that's
thing...
the case, then I'm sorry. Does it react to David putting the shit in the box?
Yeah, so we going back, it would probably still continue to be watching David. It doesn't seem to be doing anything other than trying to defend itself and attack you. But it has not been hurt yet.
Shit. And you said that the +2 to humanoids for the Black Iron Spear doesn't count here.
It is not a humanoid.
I mean, it's got 2 arms and a head, right?
Come on. All right, so
I mean, it's a long tradition of Dungeons and Dragons. I gotta ask, you know. I mean,
where were we? So I won initiative, right? And it was going to attack Njal. We'll say it still did and missed. And then Yost attacked and missed. And yeah. Okay, so Goran has to attack.
He had to take a phone call, evidently. So
Okay.
maybe Onward should do something like move away from the seat.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think begging for forgiveness and continuing to try to attack it, Jill, has two different things. So, like, I think I'm going to go to the northern door and hide because there's nothing I can do to attack this thing. And if returning the artifact does not immediately make the specter disappear, I don't know what else to do, guys. I mean,
yeah.
So you're going to move to
we either have to like try to renew our sanctity within this in my mind, or kill the thing, right?
Yep.
But I don't know that the two are would gel.
Yeah, well, if those hits from Njal were just passing right through,
Post. We need to get out of here.
Yeah, which is
That's
why I'm
not-
going north.
Okay, so
So
you're just
like past the walls,
disappearing into that corridor, basically.
I'm just standing at the doorway.
Standing at the doorway. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so
'Cause I can't get past the specter to the double door to begin with. It is betwixt everyone else fighting on one side of the room and me on the other.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I will die with a single hit from this thing. And if we're fighting it, there's no value in me trying to engage and get caught in combat because I will die immediately, right?
Mhm.
So just logically, Onward's going, well, fuck. And he's going to go to that doorway and wait
No, that
for
makes
either
sense.
like an opportunity to use the wand if that becomes an issue, or to split its intention. I was trying to buy y'all a chance to escape.
I'm sorry,
you're
guys.
doing
I'm on call at work. I just had to take a work call. I apologize.
Oh, that's okay, bud.
Goran, we don't know if that Ignis has a plus whatever, but you can try.
where did you find Ignis?
Ignis was in one of the bunker rooms, like in the officers' quarters.
Yeah, Ignis was
Ignis.
in
Yeah,
the
I got it,
officers' barracks. We
Okay.
don't know anything about it.
Might as well. There's nothing else I can do this round because we're committed. So
So
I rolled a 12 plus 2 for my natural hit bonus, and then whatever it does. There's no way it's going to be high enough.
Yeah, so you're not able to find purchase as well. So that is the end of the round. It is about quitting time, though. So on much as I hate to do it, we're going to have to stop in the midst of combat.
Ooh, drama. I love it.
Yep. So we just have to remember that the way we're leaving it here is that the creature is basically blocking exit out of the door. You guys are all arrayed before it, except for Onweir, who is standing in the northern corridor, 2 of them. And it doesn't appear that any of your magical weapons have had any sort of effect yet.
oh, that stinks.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the big question
So
is
yeah,
whether-
Avarisos and Lisbeth would be a little bit farther back there too. He hasn't engaged it in melee.
The
Oh,
big
Elizabeth
question is
hasn't done
whether
anything yet.
No.
Yeah, she's
It's
just
one of
been
the-
like holding cover like this.
Holding the
Yeah.
box, yeah. Okay,
Big
so
question
a
is
little
whether
bit of a
this
dire
thing can
situation there.
evolve.
We're going to have to see what happens. So everyone, thanks for watching. Don't forget, you've been watching 3D6 Down the Line. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It's your duty going forward. We are the most criminally underwatched actual play on the internet. So please spread the word. It would do us a big favor. And everyone have a great week, and we will see you next time. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, John.
Take care.
Bye. Thanks, John.
Bye now.